Viewer discretion is advised while watching this program. The thoughts and views expressed are solely those of the two hosts. We having technical difficulty?
Maybe.
Hey, well, my problem is I don't think I've turned the laptop on since our last episode.
I don't think I have either. I never use my fucking laptop anymore.
So it takes, I think, like next time when like Ramiro or Pat's here, I just have to have them like clean it up because they're like smart computer guys. Like I have Norton and shit, but
yeah,
it's tired. I think it just needs some TLC, and I don't know how to do any of that computer shit. I'm not so computer savvy.
I'm not the best. Usually, I have a Mac, so I think it just does it itself, kind of. So, I don't know.
Well, like I have this Norton, and every so often it does a smart scan, and it says, "Oh, you have 5,000 broken links. To clean it up, pay us $50 extra, and we'll do this." And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. I mean, it kind of still works. If I used it a little more regularly, I don't think it would take this long to start up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could just be old. Also, mine was having trouble starting up right now too.
I mean, I got this thing in 2015, but it doesn't have any issues. I don't watch porn on it, you know what I mean? But it's probably getting to the point where it's outdated. But it does have like when I bought it, it has like 1 terabyte of storage. And I was told like that's like kind of a lot. Like I don't know the difference between a computer chip and a potato chip, or a terabyte and a megabyte. So
I think I have a terabyte.
But a terabyte that's like a lot, isn't it?
It's like fucking 100 gigabytes or some shit. I don't know.
So
some bullshit, 100,000 or a million, or I don't fucking know how it works.
When I bought this, I just kind of remember the salesman at Best Buy told me, he's like, there's no way you'll ever use the memory for what you're going to use it for. And at that point, I was just using it to do fantasy football on ESPN.com. So I'm sure if somebody could come over and clean it up, it would work like a champ again. But different story. We're not going to worry about it now because I'm leaving for New Orleans here in about 3 hours.
Oh, shit. 3 hours?
Yeah, we got a 6 a.m. flight, so you got to be there 2 hours ahead of time to check in and do all that stuff at the LA. So
that sucks.
Big win tonight for the Phillies. The fucking Phillies.
Fuck yeah.
They really pushed the Diamondbacks shit in, and they're 2 wins away from going back to the World Series, and 6 wins total from being the champions. So hopefully, fucking Phillies, can do it while I'm in New Orleans, kind of like they did it last year when I was in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium.
Oh yeah, are they? It's the finals, right?
They're in the National League Finals. They're in the NLCS, and they're up 2-0 on the Diamondbacks. So, looked really good tonight. I mean, I'd like to think I know a little bit more about baseball than I do about like NASCAR and other stuff that I've attended. But the Phillies look strong. They're pitching well, and the power in the lineup is really starting to come through, and they're really imposing their will on the Diamondbacks. Really pushing the Diamondbacks shit in.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that, but like that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So another funny thing that's happened, I don't know, me and you have talked about it, but I'm helping out at the Santa Maria store 2 days a week, and the Santa Maria store. So this morning when I got there, I'm out there chilling in the parking lot trying to get my chi right, getting my mind right. So before I walked in the store, I was just chilling by the car drinking an Aquafina. Shout out to Aquafina.
Yeah.
And this guy approaches me on his lowrider bike, playing a lighter shade of brown. I was just like, yeah. So then later on,
Santa Maria.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better. One of our esteemed homeless people decided to play a nice prank on us, and they set the dumpster on fire.
What?
They set the fucking dumpster on fire at the store.
It was fucking trying to stay warm.
I don't know, but that was 80 degrees. They set the fucking dumpster on fire. How are you gonna set the dumpster on fire? That thing's been feeding you for years, and then you go and set it on fire? You can't be setting the dumpster on fire.
Hey.
So needless to say, my stay in Santa Maria has not got off to the funnest of starts. You know what I mean? Once I'm in this position where I think I've seen everything. Oh man, there's a lot of new things that I've seen just in the last 2 days that I've been there. And I thought I worked in the most fucked up places, and I did, Goleta, but Santa Maria is like on a new pedestal. Santa Maria store is on a different pedestal.
Yeah, I could just imagine what's happening over there.
Those guys really know how to have bad behavior in the Santa Maria store. Customers or the vagabonds or whatever you want to call them. And then we caught a shoplifter, hook, line, and sinker, and then he somehow pleaded with the police, and the police did not arrest him. Yeah, go ahead, steal our shit. We're not going to punish you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, less than $400, they don't do shit anymore. Right?
If it's less than $1,000, they don't do shit.
Yeah. There you go.
So yeah, that's been the last couple days. So feel free to we could do you have any weekly purchases that you'd like to share?
I guess I got fuck. It's been a while. My weekly purchases fucking really racked up. And when I look at this, I'm like, fuck, I spent that much money. But here.
And we talked about this earlier, that you were talking about not spending needless money on certain things.
Yeah, but I got a fucking collection going, so you know how that goes. It's just fucking won't stop, can't stop. Rockefeller Records. Keep going. So I don't even know. I got all these fucking things. Superstar figures.
Whoa!
Got Vader.
The Mastodon.
WCW Vader. He's got the cape. I got fucking Hot Rod.
Whoa! The real Hot Rod. The real Hot Rod.
Got Bam Bam Bigelow.
WrestleMania 11 main eventer, folks. Bam Bam Bigelow.
Versus LT. Got Mr. Perfect.
Oh, with the Intercontinental belt. Now you can use that Intercontinental belt.
Yeah, you could switch it. Switch it to other guys.
I'm right
sure.
There.
Or one of them, maybe not.
I'm coming back. I'm right here. I just have to get a water. Is that the Quake?
There's
The natural disasters, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the natural is that behind you on your right? Is that the infamous Selena shirt that you were talking about?
You're goddamn right it is. I got 10 of these Selena shirts for $3 each.
10 of them.
Well, I got, let me count. I got one for me, one for Jesus, one for Romero, and then two for Romero's kids, or kid and wife. But I think I actually got 3 mediums, so I might just give him a fourth one, and then he could give it to his son and force him to wear it when he's bad or something. I don't know if I showed this. I think I probably at some point showed this. Mr. T.
Oh, wow.
Mr. T one. I got Ravishing Rick Rude.
He's simply ravishing.
Yeah.
Simply ravishing.
I mean, some of these I got in LA when I was on an LA trip. Some of these I got just in town here. Here's the last 2 of these. Got the fucking Hulkster. Or I got Captain Lou.
Dude, that almost looks like Mick Foley.
A little bit. I mean, if you get in there, it's like, oh,
it's Captain Lou.
Captain Lou, and then you got the Hulkster. He's got, you can tell there's a chase. So this is the yellow boot. So that's the normal one. you can see the boots and they're blue, that means it's the chase, and that's the rip, like no holds barred outfit.
So do you have that one as well or not yet?
This is the only Hulk Hogan I've seen on the rack so far. It just came out this week, or maybe it's been out, but like the first one I saw.
So guys, make sure to be on the lookout for that variant rip.
Yeah, that's a big thing. You gotta watch out for the variant, because maybe you already got the regular one. If you want to really be complete, my brother's got to get the rip. And then this finally came in. I ordered it like over a year ago. It's a fucking
the Raven.
Raven. So it's a Hasbro style, but it's like super detailed, and the arms do go down and all this shit, and he can sit down in the corner like he used to. So it's pretty sweet. I guess the zipper works on the thing on his jacket.
Wow.
Like, that's how detailed these are. These are like super crazy detail. This is like $40. I think it's like $45.
So you waited for that for over a year.
Yeah, that's the way. It's a very like. So they have all these are coming out. Like Bruce Brody, Andre.
Power and Glory.
Huh?
Power and Glory.
Power and Glory. Jack Tunney in there. This is the company that's gonna make a Macho Man in this style. It's gonna be good. We'll probably have to get it. Super detailed. It's expensive. It's like $45 for one figure, and then you gotta wait like a year. He's getting faster though. The first one I got was a Sabu, and that one came like way over a year and a half or something after I ordered. But yeah, it's pretty sweet. Yeah, to see the Macho Man's coming. Gotta get that Macho Man.
Yeah.
You take the hat.
And you know what I instantly like about that Macho Man? It has a different face than any WWE licensed.
WWE ones were. I mean, they were finally gonna do a different head scan, I think, and then they got canceled because his brother died or whatever it was. So yeah, I don't know. I think this guy will do a good job. The Zombie Sailor. Maybe he'll sponsor us if we keep hyping him up enough. Probably not.
We don't see many Zombie Sailor plugs out there. Nobody's been plugging Zombie Sailor.
Huh?
Nobody's plugging Zombie Sailor, so maybe, you never know. We're giving him a little shout out.
But they do like really limited releases or window to order, and then it's done. They don't like keep the order window open forever. So you really gotta get it while you can. And I don't know.
How do you think they come up with picking some of those guys? That's not like random. Power and Glory was that's random. I would have liked to see like Haku, maybe Haku, King Haku,
so
possibly the Barbarian, maybe.
That's a good point. The thing is, so this guy, he started doing this. He was like, I'm gonna try and make these retros because WWE stopped making them. They made retros for a while and then they stopped. They started making them again since. But this guy that was like friends with Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, the wrestling figure podcast guys. He's friends with them, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna whatever. I don't know what he does for a living, but he's like, I'm gonna start making figures that are in the Hasbro style, and I'm gonna go sign people that we should have had figures of. Like Dino Bravo was in the first line. They were like, that should have been in the original Hasbro line, but they never made it. So he's gonna make it. He did a bunch of people. He signed who he could that weren't under WWE Legend contracts. And then once he started making shit, another company sprung up and was like, we're going to sign people and make stuff. So they signed Haku. They've made a King Haku, but it's not up to these standards. Like, this is way higher quality. I don't know. I haven't seen them in person, but there's other people too, like, that have signed with other companies, so they can't sign with this guy. But this guy signed a shitload of people. Like, he's got Brian Pillman, Macho Man Andre, a lot of ECW guys. I don't know. There's a lot out there, a lot coming. So, oh, look at that.
Is that too Christmassy?
I don't know. Holidays, you got to do a Halloween one.
Let's do this one.
How long are you staying in New Orleans?
We're coming back next Tuesday. So what's that, 6 days?
Yeah.
6 days. Dude, I'm ready too, man. I'm ready. Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
I didn't mean to do that. I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, I'm just ready, man. I'm burned out. I'm ready. I'm ready to get away. I'm ready to go blow off some steam. The last time I was in New Orleans, the one thing I do remember that it was free to go in the strip clubs.
Oh.
It's just like it's like a dirty Las Vegas, and by that I mean it's just like Las Vegas in the terms of like you can do whatever you want, but it's just like an older and like the city's dirty. So
I read it's like one of the more dangerous places. They said not to go there, but I don't
really,
know. Yeah, it's some article I saw. It's like, yeah, don't go there and don't go to Mexico. I was like, okay.
damn, those are like the two places that I want to go.
No, who doesn't want to go there? You know, either one of those. But
I need to have an international. I have my passport, but I don't have any stamps on it yet.
I know. I just got my passport. I had the one, and I went to Canada for the wrestling. I never got any other stamps. And
So has that expired? Has yours expired now?
It expired because it was over 10 years old, and then I didn't renew it within the time frame that you can after that. So I just had to like apply for a new one. Got the new one. They're supposed to send me back my old one, but I still haven't gotten that yet. But whatever.
Did you have to submit your old one?
Yeah, because they don't.
Oh, they want it back?
Yeah, and if you say you lost it or you got stolen or something, then you have to make a report, and it's like more paperwork. So I said, fuck it, I'll just give it to them, and they said they'd send it back separately. But I still haven't gotten it, so hopefully it hasn't gotten intercepted and maybe been used by human traffickers or something to.
Good point.
That's probably what's happening, but I don't know. We'll see. Before we get on to our topics, what else? You're going to New Orleans. I'm working on the Slap Show. Did I tell you about the Slap Show?
You did. How's that going?
Oh, it's all right. It's like with these jobs I keep doing where like I don't work for like a week or sometimes more than a week. I'm not doing shit, and I'm like, I need some money. And then all of a sudden it's a job like this where it's like 6 days a week and fucking 12-hour days a lot of times. And it's other than that, it's cool if it's a short, like today was a short day. I only worked 9 to 5, but I get paid the same as if I worked 12 hours. So that's awesome. And yesterday they did all the slap fights, and there was some like, have you seen that show before? Or have you
No, I have not.
So basically, two guys, they do weight classes because it's run by the people that run UFC, and they made it like safe or whatever. But it's two guys stand at a podium, and they chalk up their hands, and then one puts his hands behind his back, and the other one gets to slap him in the face as hard as he can to try and knock him out or like fuck him up, do a better slap. And then if he doesn't knock the other guy out, the other guy gets to slap. They do 3 rounds. And it was pretty brutal when like the first match, they both got a slap, and then the second round, the guy slapped the shit out of him and just knocked him out. The guy just fell back.
So is that how you win? If you knock the guy, you have to knock the guy out, or you have to knock the guy down, or
if ideally you knock him out or down and he can't get back up or whatever.
Ideally.
Yeah, but if say you get to the 3rd round and nobody's out, they have judges that go, "Oh, that guy had better slaps," and it's just so it's fucking weird. It's not like a longevity sport for sure. Well, it's not a sport to me, but whatever.
Sports entertainment, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
Sports entertainment, pal.
Yeah, exactly. But so there was a really brutal knockout. The guy got slapped.
Is this a spoiler that hasn't been seen yet?
I mean, I'm not gonna say who it is, or like I don't know the fucking guys' names anyway, or They're not famous people by any means. They're just that. Honestly, I think I asked a few of them.
They're just normal fucking Joe Schmoes that work at Albertsons.
They're like, yeah, I'll do that, and they're like, okay, come. Are you interesting? Like, kinda, and then bam, yeah, let's do it. Like, some of them do this have done it for a while, or do MMA, or do whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of just like guys off the street. Just,
so does this have to be an open-handed like slap?
Yeah,
they got a punch, right?
They made a lot of well, yeah, it's got to be a slap. You can't like turn your hand. If you turn your hand at all and like it hits like the side of your hand hits their face, or if your wrist hits their face, it's you get a foul, and it's called like clubbing or something. Or if you slap like in the ear, if you slap in a wrong spot, then you get fouled for that. If you move your feet, you can't like step into it or anything. You have to plant your feet and not move them. But if you turn them, you could get fouled. Like a couple guys fouled out and the other guy won. But I don't know,
is
man.
there a cash prize for this, or is this just kind of like?
I think I don't know exactly how much they got. They probably got a couple thousand for this round, and then if you get to the final round, I think you get like I think last time they got like 30 grand. I don't really know. I'm just speculating based on like random people telling me stuff, but yeah, you could. I mean, if you, I don't see how it's worth it. like if how much? What's? Because like I feel like you're gonna have brain damage, or you're gonna be fucked. Like you're just gonna have a concussion no matter what. You're gonna get slapped once at least, unless you flip the coin, get first slap every time, and knock everybody out every time. You're gonna get hit in the head like at least once, and it's not good for you.
So how many rounds do they go?
Just 3. So it's not the worst. Like, you get 3 slaps, but like some of these dudes, like they get slapped and they're like, whoa.
Are these some big ass burly fellas?
Well, they did welterweight.
So there's weight classes.
Middleweight, like yeah, they're trying to make it like UFC, like legit, like fucking. Oh, we're not, because there's this one Russian dude who is like a middleweight, and he said he did open weight and won in some open weight tournament. He's this dude that, I don't know, I guess he had a big contusion before, and it was like a thing on the internet for a while. Like if his face looked all fucked up, but he won. I don't know.
So are there females doing this as well, or not yet? That's going to be next season.
Females doing it, but never. Not on this one. It's just a lot of like just dudes right now. I think they do shows like where it's for an app. It's for this app that I've never heard of really. But I think that once in a while they'll have a female match, or I don't know. I swear I saw one the first season.
So how long would you say does the match last? Less than 2 minutes?
I mean, if they go all the way to the end, like
to the 3 rounds,
it lasts like 10 or so minutes.
So they take a little break in between?
They get 1 minute to recover from their slap, so it's like you get hit, you got at least a minute to recover, and then you gotta be ready to slap back. So for
our viewers and listeners out there, can you tell them like what your actual like title is for the slap? Like what do you like when we read the credits on the slap show? What are you going to be credited as?
Just a production assistant. I just fucking do like go get lunches basically. That's like the main thing for this job. Or I was picking up people today or dropping them off or whatever. Nothing.
And what time and what channel will this be airing on?
I think it's called Rumble. The app's called Rumble. I don't know. I heard it's like right wing YouTube or something.
I feel like last Saturday, Jesus came over to the house and we were watching shit, and then we saw something like the Super Slap, and I was like, I thought that was what was it?
Power Slap.
I think that's what it was. And I told Jesus, I said, I think that's what the Apostle's doing.
Yeah,
So
that's
oh
me.
shit, we gotta.
I'm on the power slap.
I think that's what we saw.
Yeah.
So
helping out with them.
So make sure everybody out there support Apostle Judah Matthew by watching the Super Slap Show.
I mean, it'd probably be good if it goes on, because I could probably move up and get a better job on the show next year or next season. So yeah.
So if they asked you, if somebody like bitched out and they needed like a contender, would you be willing to participate in the Slap Show?
Fuck, I mean, I need a lot more money, you know. The Apostle doesn't come cheap for fucking any booking.
Hey, so you could like totally heel out and go with your glasses, and then you can cut a promo say, "You're not gonna slap a guy with glasses on, are you?" And just completely heel out on it, you know?
Yeah. There's this other.
And then do a cheap shot.
There's this other production assistant I worked with, and he's like asking one of the people, it's like, "Hey, can I be on the show? But like, I'll go up there, and when they try to slap me, I'll just duck out of the way every time and get disqualified." I was like, "Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be a good idea."
There's an angle.
Yeah. You just like, oh.
Like the Mikey Whipwreck just kind of gets defeated.
Oh, you get points taken away for flinching, so
we don't want no flinchers on the Slap Show, huh?
No flinchers. It's crazy, man. One guy got hit so hard, he immediately was knocked out and crumbled and fell forward and hit his head on the podium and then fell down. But the podium has a pad on it because that's happened before, but it looked like he was dead for a second. It's like not good. But
hey, what if you did like a Ric Flair and you just did a reverse knife edge chop? Would that be like disqualification worthy?
Clubbing. And
that would be.
You got to go like, I'm gonna hit on the third slap, or the third, like, so you wind up and you go 1, 2, and then on the third you actually slap.
So you couldn't just do the chop.
Can't do backhand. You can do left or right. You just gotta tell them ahead of time, I'm gonna slap right on the second one. So you go 1, 2, and then slap.
Oh, so you couldn't do like a faker and then do a double slap?
No, you probably get DQ'd.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, not a good move probably, but yeah, it's fine. It's easy when it's easy, and then some days it's long, but everybody's cool. We eat good, get good meals.
So where do you have to go for this? Like MGM or?
The UFC has a building.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and I just go to the UFC building. Is
that through Endeavor TKO?
It's just like a building UFC has had for a number of years. Like it's called the Apex. They have cards there sometimes, like smaller cards. And
that's way the hell down on the other end of the strip, right? I think I've seen that kind of near T-Mobile on that side. Closer to T-Mobile.
If you go down like to near T-Mobile and then you take a right on.
There's like the Panda Express in there, and
yeah,
where we went where he slapped that guy. It was down there, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's like a freeway that crosses the main freeway, and that one goes east or west. And if you go west, you'll see the UFC on the right side if you're traveling west. I think
I've seen it. It's on the left side of the street if you're going towards the airport. I'm backwards. I think I've seen the building. I think I know where it's at.
Freeway. So yeah, I don't know.
It's on the same side as Caesar's Palace, on the same side of the street as Caesar's Palace, right?
Nah, it's not on the strip.
Oh, no, it's not?
Nah,
oh.
There might be a building. Nah. It's like you drive past the strip a little bit and then past Allegiant. And then once
it's on the other end.
Yeah, it's like south.
Oh.
You go south and then you if you went west on the 215.
Oh, okay. So I probably haven't seen it then. I'm thinking of something else that I saw.
I can't think of why you would have gone over there unless you were going to check out Las Vegas Albertsons all over the place or something.
No, so I probably haven't been on that side of the. Okay.
Next time you come.
What was I thinking of that's down there by T-Mobile? I thought the UFC had like a little arena over there too, where they do fights.
I don't know. There's near the T-Mobile. There's like the Park MGM, the New York. I don't know if there's an arena.
Maybe I'm just goofy.
Yeah.
One too many freaking IPAs.
Yeah. Have you been drinking it up tonight, or?
Actually, no, because I got to drive to meet up with my partners in crime.
Yeah.
So I have not. And the shitty thing was I've been sober for like over a month because I've been training. And then the last 2 nights I've been like drinking a few beers and I had a few shots and then I had a few cocktails last night. But then on Sunday I drank about 8 beers. So I'm trying to like rebuild my tolerance up so I'm not a little bitch when I get to the Bourbon Street.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to get caught.
But the thing that I learned and I know and I was very, very successful at the last time I was there, even though I was only there for 36 hours,
Yeah.
You got to treat it as a marathon and not a sprint. You don't go all hard right at the beginning. You gotta pace yourself and you gotta stay hydrated and you gotta drink plenty of water. That's what did it. I can remember I carried that little fucker Brad, my cousin's little road dog.
Yeah.
And he's smaller than my cousin, my cousin that works for Chase Elliott. He's smaller than him. I had to carry that fucker out of the damn bar because he got too fucked up. He went it too hard. Those young guys, they just went too hard. You know, like the Undertaker said, there's always somebody older. There's always somebody badder. And at that point, I was the baddest of the motherfucking bunch of that group at that bachelor party because I drank double what everybody else drank. And I was the most normal one. And that's like verified. There'll be people that said I was the damn baddest dog in the yard at that time in 2018, January of 2018. Yeah. And then the Eagles, that is the year the Eagles won Super Bowl. And that was the day they played the Atlanta Falcons in the playoffs. I'll never forget it. And then Julio Jones, who was like just tormented and killed the Eagles, fucking slipped on the last play of the game. They probably would have beat the Eagles and the Eagles wouldn't have won the Super Bowl that year. But he slipped, and then the Eagles won. And then just today, Julio Jones, one of the all-time fucking guys that have killed the Eagles and tormented the Eagles, signed with the Eagles today.
What?
He's now on the team. Breaking news. It's not that breaking. It happened this afternoon about noon that Julio Jones joined the Eagles. Future NFL Hall of Famer. Obviously, Julio Jones is chasing a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah.
Very, very tough loss by the Eagles. That was the worst game I've seen Jalen Hurts play probably ever. Tough loss this weekend. But hopefully, you know, this is the week, guys. We've been talking about this since at least August. This Sunday. Domingo. Ay, los Eagles, los Águilas de Philadelphia. The Kelly Green jerseys are coming, guys. They're going to be on prime time. NBC Channel 6 versus the Dolphins, and that's going to be a bitch-made game because the Dolphins are playing good, and they could hurt the Eagles because they have some very good offensive players.
Those are some, right?
If the Eagles take the Dolphins for granted, they're going to lose like 70-0. So the Eagles got to come. They got to whip their dick out early and piss in the Dolphins' face. Sometimes you just got to whip your dick out and you got to piss in these guys' faces. I'm just saying. That crowd is going to be electric, especially if the Phillies can find a way to clinch. Yeah. In the next 4 or 5 days, and then the Kelly Green that we haven't seen since '96.
Can they wear the Kelly Green to the Super Bowl?
They could. Right now they've only scheduled it. They're only going to wear them twice on this weekend, and then they're going to wear them the Black Friday weekend against I think the 25th of November, the 26th of November, whatever that day is. That Sunday against the Bills. They're going to wear that we're going to bring them back for that game. So they only have it twice. I guess if that all goes well, they could wear them in the Super Bowl. Let's knock on wood. I mean, we got a long haul. 49ers are really tough right now.
Yeah.
They definitely are going to pose a problem for the beloved Eagles. As much as I hate to admit it, the Cowboys get up for the Eagles, but they're just the bitch-ass Cowboys. They're just bitch-ass Cowboys. Fuck them. They're the worst fucking people in the world. Everybody that listens to me go on. You guys know how I feel about the Dallas Cowboys. It's not good. I don't have good feelings for the Dallas Cowboys. But they present some problems. You know, we'll give the devil their due. But at the end of the day, they're just the bitch-ass Dallas Cowboys. Bitch ass Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
One more time. Bitch ass Dallas Cowboys. And I got to give a special shout out to George Kittle. He's a tight end for the 49ers. And he has a shirt that I just have to have. And you guys can look this up. George Kittle wore 2 Sundays ago, wore a shirt with the Dallas Cowboys star. And it said, fuck Dallas on it. I just got to get that shirt. The NFL, they didn't seem to like it when he scored a touchdown and he lifted up his jersey and he revealed it. The NFL was not a happy camper about that. And they managed to find George Kittle, I think, like $30K.
Oh, shit.
They were not happy with his antics. But I loved it. I didn't get a shirt like that. That would be my third shirt. I told you about my Adams University shirt that's in development.
I forgot.
Me as a cartoon with my Kelly Green shirt, I'm pissing on the star. Yeah. And then the fuck Dallas. I mean, dude, I think we could sell a bundle of those for during the holiday season for Christmas.
Oh, for sure. The
official Adams University shirt. I mean, I got students just lining up to get into my university.
Oh, yeah, you do.
The other thing, put in the comments, guys, what would be a good color scheme for Adams University? Obviously, the mascot. We're not going to be Braves. That one's taken. We're not going to be Eagles. That one's taken. We can't be Phillies. But at Adams University, we're the Chuckies. Because we want to play.
That's a good one.
The Adams University Chuckies.
You got to remind me about what I got to mock up that shirt. I meant to do it, but I think I got busy doing something. I forgot. Do like a prototype for your.
I did a prototype. I have it here.
You drew a prototype. I was going to try and
Did I show you my prototype that I did?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I have it here.
I was going to try and put it on what is it called? There's a custom ink shirt. You can put it on, like, mock it up and make it, see what it'll look like before you get it. Uh-oh. Having trouble focusing. Here. Background's taking over. Can't see shit.
Hang on. Do I need to change my background?
If you just put it normal, like your wall, then you can, you should be able to see it better.
Okay. Give me a second.
And
hang on, guys. This is good shit. This is such good shit.
Yeah. It's worth it, I think. Yeah, that should be better. Oh, yeah. Well, now it's off.
Ah, God bless it.
Yeah. It worked a second.
How about I just send it to you?
Yeah, send it to you. Send it to me. I'll add it in the. I'll
send it to you. This is the official rough draft of Adams University.
Yeah, we'll get these out.
I mean, I just want to be upfront and honest. I'm not the best drawer.
Nah.
But I have the creative thing. I just need somebody to create what's in my mind.
You're a creative genius.
I don't know about that, but
I don't know. People are gonna love it, I think.
Did you get it?
Let's see.
This is breaking official. And I think we need school colors too. Probably not going to use blue and white. That one's kind of taken. Yeah. So you see, guys, that's Chucky, and then underneath Chucky's chin, I want to put established EST 2018, and then we got to put somewhere in there. We got to put FBS Pride. We got to get that in there, and then want to play, because what was Chucky? He wants to play, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Then Adams University. I kind of spelled university wrong there, but we'll spell it right when we make our.
No, it's not. It's just a rough draft. You don't need to
be. So you kind of get the gist of what I'm looking. Oh, and then you see that hat. That's that special hat that we could use the logo of that old Angels uniform that they had the CA logo, or we could use the Canelo logo as well. So that's what I'm thinking. It's for CA.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking.
Solid idea.
So, put in the comments or send us a text or email. What should our school colors be?
Yeah, we need colors for Adams University. What do you
The
think?
Chuckies. We're the Chuckies.
The Chuckies is the mascot. What are Chucky colors? Like denim?
Red hair.
Red
Yeah,
hair?
overalls.
Brawls?
Good,
Yeah,
good.
like wear overall uniforms or something.
Good guy shoes. Good guy shoes.
Oh, yeah. Little red shoes. That's cool.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
what happened?
my computer like lost its mind,
Oh, okay.
or a computer lost. I don't know. Somebody lost their mind. The Chuckies.
The
Can you
Chuck.
imagine having the Chucky sticker on your helmet?
Oh yeah. That'd be awesome. He just has him like with a knife or something.
Oh yeah, and then the knife.
Be awesome.
And then at the bottom, want to play?
I think it's
Just saying.
solid.
I just want to capitalize. Hey, and my students at Adams University, they're doing really, really well. I'm really proud of my students. They're learning from my 22 years of mistakes and stupidity and bad choices.
Yeah.
I'm teaching my students the right way so they don't have to do the failures and the freaking sacrifices that I had to make to become the tribal chief that I've become.
Yeah.
They're gonna take the right steps.
Right.
They're not gonna have to go to freaking Goleta and fucking Santa Maria and Barbed Wire City and 10 years of fucking night crew.
Fuck. That's the worst.
Hagen.
Debacle. You had to go on strike a few times.
20-year anniversary of the strike. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. Today is the 20-year anniversary of when that happened.
I remember
20 years ago today. That's so funny you mentioned that. We didn't plan that, guys, but yeah, today is the 20-year anniversary of the
Good
day
thing.
of the infamous labor dispute of 2003.
Yeah, I remember that.
Me too.
They said they were like shop smart, shop Walmart or something. They're chanting it, or like an old guy would say that, and nobody else would chant it.
Yeah. Let's just be thankful that we don't have to go through that. I will not have to go through that ever again, being that I am no longer a union member. So I don't have to worry about that every 3 years fighting for that contract. Thankfully. It's always semi-stressful,
Yeah, you never know. It's like, are they gonna get it, or you gonna fucking get it?
So let's hit some topics. We kind of got off kilter a
covered
little.
half the fucking topics, but the one we haven't is the fucking
the most important one.
Yeah. Look at this, baby. There it is. It got signed. Brand copy.
All the best. Mick Foley.
Day to say it's just it says all the best. Good for him.
Should I go get Pat's book? I have it in the same spot.
Holding it hostage?
Yeah. It's safe, Pat. It's safe.
Yeah, went to Mick Foley. What did you think of that experience? We kind of had the perfect day. We were talking about it, like as far as got there on time.
I think everything went as according to plan as it could have gone.
Didn't wait too long. Like we waited longer than we planned, but not overly long. And
I mean, I think like me and you, ride or die, we're like ride or die, and we've done these trips, and we kind of have planned some of the first time we went to Russian River, we planned it, and that kind of worked out, but we planned it on a freaking shoestring. Yeah, and we did it right. This time, I think that went about as well as it could have gone.
Oh, yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Other than, like you said, we might have waited maybe 20 extra minutes, but other than that, for us both having to drive the distances that we drove, there's a lot of things that could have went wrong, and it didn't. Yeah. And we made it work, and I think we had a pretty good afternoon after we met Mick. Mick was very personable to both of us. He answered our questions, and the funny thing was, we paid for the 3 autographs and the picture. So we thought we were going to get a picture with Mick Foley, which we did, but then we also got a picture with Mankind.
No, that's 2 for 1 right there.
So then I was thinking, I don't think they were really taking roll. And if I would have snuck that figure in, would that have been a bitch move on my part? Yeah, 100%. But I don't think anybody would at that point would have said anything. I think he would have signed it, and
I don't think. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like, he definitely. It seemed like other people went before us and they had the picture and 3 autographs. So he's kind of used to doing 3. I think if we tried another one, they would have been like, "Oh, did you purchase another?" But there's a chance they wouldn't have said anything. And
If we both would have had 2 and 2, if we would have went 2 and 2, like
yeah,
if you would have got Pat's book signed and your book signed, and then I would have got the figure in the book, or however we would have had to do it.
yeah, I don't know. It was tough to decide. Like, should we?
I'm like regretting that. Like now, I wish I would have got the figure signed.
Well, fucking now, didn't I send you the thing where like
He's gonna be in Vegas next year.
it's gonna be in Vegas? So I'm like, oh, I could just get shit signed then.
Do you feel like we wasted that trip then? Now that he's gonna be in Vegas in April?
Nah, I'm not like mad I went. It worked out good for me. It sucked because I had just gone to LA on Thursday and Friday, and then I drove back on Friday and then stayed in Vegas Saturday, drove to LA again on Sunday for the Mick Foley. So it kind of sucked in that sense, but other than that, it was an easy drive, worked out. And then I ended up just staying at my friend's who lives in LA, and we just hung out. And then the next day, my lady was in Huntington Beach at this fucking nice resort, and I went and stayed at the resort one night. And then I drove back to work. I drove back starting at 4 a.m.
Early Tuesday early?
Yeah, so Tuesday I got back into town at 8 and worked at 9, from 9 to like, I don't know, like 9 p.m. So that was terrible. But yeah, it was worth it for the full. Like I'm not like.
Do you wish you would have got the figure signed?
Sorta. I mean, I'd rather have the book than the figure, but yeah, I think if I get a chance, I'll get that figure signed, the Defining Moments one.
So interesting.
The book's hard to display. You can't just like leave it open standing up. It's just gonna like fall over. You get a special thing for it maybe, but.
So the thing that I found interesting was the kid in front of us had the figure, and Foley was signing it, and he was talking to the kid about it. If he had just gotten it, it's like he knew that what he said was, he asked the kid, did you just get this?
Yeah. Like,
and then he said, I'm finally starting to see these.
Yeah.
And he wished that they would have released him 6 months ago to go with the 25th anniversary of the cell match.
Yeah.
So he's like in tune with the release of the figure. So it makes me wonder, like.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though, because he gets paid for these figures, so he should know when they're coming out. And yeah, he probably could have cashed in a lot. Like, more people would have wanted him signed if he did like a special 20th anniversary signing or whatever. Or like during that, they were advertising it and they did a special on the network, I think.
That's right. Yes.
And yeah, he probably could have sold more of those, but whatever. And then did I tell you I just got a notice the 3 Faces of Foley got delayed, and I think it's to do with him, because on his podcast he said originally he was like kind of drawing a line in the sand, like a fake line or something. He made some joke, like he wasn't really drawing a line, but if there was a line to draw, he was like, why can't you guys make a 3 Faces of Foley pack? And so Ringside Collectibles, they said they would, but then when somebody heard that they're not going to all be in one pack, it was going to be like these Defining Moments where it's 3 separate figures in a box or something.
Oh, it wasn't going to be 3 in one big box.
Yeah, it wasn't supposedly. And then he or somebody he knows like kind of was like, can you make it a 3-person box like they've done before, so that he can sign each one of them, like Mankind. Dude Love. So I think because of that, it was supposed to come out in November. Now it's pushed to January. So I think they're retooling the packaging.
Oh, so maybe it will be what he wanted.
I think so. And it's.
So I gotta give him some credit.
Like that than like a box like this defining moments. I didn't get the other one, so I only got the one. But if you put all four in, if you got all four from Ringside, they would come in a big box. But it was just like a regular square box. It wasn't like sideways or whatever. I don't know.
I want to give him some credit because I think he's more. I mean, obviously he wants to make money, but he's doing what's best or what he feels is best for the fans. At the end of the day, he cares about the fans, I think.
I think he understands that, like, it's not. If you're more like conscious of that kind of stuff, you're gonna have more longevity or like make more money off of it too. If you just don't give a shit and you're like, yeah, as long as they're putting out toys, but like people don't like the toys or the products they're putting out, then they're not gonna buy them, or like.
So do you think
he can make better by signing it? Then yeah, like it's gonna be easier to sign one long box and like do the 3 different signatures than like take each one out and then that counts as individual signatures or something. I think the idea was he could charge. He'd just do all 3 signatures for the price of one signing, and then people wouldn't be so. He's not like. I think he's frugal. He's not greedy. Like he wants to make the money, but he's not gonna like screw somebody over for it.
It felt like he was personable because he thanked us for coming. Like he was very thankful for us being there.
You're asking him about like amusement parks or something?
Yeah, so there's an amusement park out there in Allentown where we're from called Dorney Park. And if you read his book, he said when they were on the road, they would go visit the amusement park. So I asked him about Dorney Park out in Allentown, and he said, no, I had never been there, that he went to Canoebles, which is a free one. So go figure. Look that one up out there if you don't believe me. Canoebles Park, that's out there in Pennsylvania. And then the other one that they would go to, which makes sense, is Hershey Park, because they would do the Hershey Park Arena. So there's also a Hershey Park that my mom had went to. I personally had never been there, but my mom went there as a kid, and that's where they make the Hershey's chocolate. So there's the Hershey Park Arena, but then they have an amusement park out there in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing that I asked him that I got a kick out of personally, so when I was getting ready to get my book signed, I had the ticket from last year, 2022's Mother's Day. I was like, oh, he was like, what's this? I was like, oh, I was trying to go see you last May and you had to cancel in Oxnard. He's like, oh yeah, there was a conflict of interest. I was like, yeah, it was friggin' Mother's Day.
Yeah, you told him that.
He's like, oh, thanks for coming. He's like, I was like, I just told him, I was like, it's a real pleasure to meet you. You were one of my heroes, And you wouldn't think so because like back in the day when I was a like 8-year-old fan, it was like the Ultimate Warrior and the Hulkster. Not the Hulkster, the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man. I wasn't out of Hulkamaniac growing up. Yeah. But then, you fast forward and you get into that Attitude Era and even like a small step before the Attitude Era, I think when Mankind, Mick Foley took off was when he did those sit-down interviews with JR and they kind of indirectly turned him face. That's when I kind of fell in love with Mick Foley and Dude Love and the 3 faces of Foley. And it's like, and then when he got to be champion, I mean, that was such a feel-good story. That's like a real-life Rocky getting to be champion. He earned it, Yeah. Regardless of what Ric Flair says, regardless of what Hogan says, I mean, if you go back to him winning that championship the first time, that's one of the defining moments of the Attitude Era when the WWF finally kind of overtook the WCW for good.
Yeah, it's like
and he's one of the key figures of that.
Beats and then everybody switched over.
He was definitely, I gotta say, he might not have been the MVP of the Attitude Era, but he was definitely on the first team on the All League of that Attitude Era.
Yeah, he was like top 5, I think, because it was like always Rocker Austin, then it was like Triple H,
Undertaker, and then him.
Oh, so it had to be him, maybe. Or
you gotta give the Undertaker. You gotta throw the Undertaker in there.
Yeah. But I think Foley was more maybe consistent with better matches, or like more like he brought the best out of the Undertaker with some of the Boiler Room Brawl and all that shit.
The Hell in the Cell, obviously the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
The Rock and Sock Connection.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some of the best moments of the Attitude Era.
Yeah, definitely. I remember before he debuted, I was excited he was going to debut because, but I don't think I had ever seen a match, because maybe like once in a while we had like Comcast and we would get TBS for a little bit, and you'd pick up like WCW or whatever.
Their little Saturday morning show at 9 a.m.
And maybe you'd see him there, or maybe we used to get the ECW at
4 in the morning, remember, on the freaking.
I think by the time we started recording it, he was gone and going to WWE or WWF. So, but I remember the magazines. So we'd always read the magazines, and he'd be featured in like PWI,
Cactus Jack.
Yeah. It was, and I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then he debuted as Mankind, and it was like, oh, it's weird, but he's so good. And then.
So I can remember going to the library, and they would have the PWI, and like you'd see the top 10 of WWF, top 10 of WCW, top 10 of these, top 10 independent, and I would always see, Cactus Jack, Truth, and they would put where they were from, and then I always thought this was funny because Cactus Jack came from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, son of a bitch.
What?
Yeah. Then I remember, being in the library, you could go look at the encyclopedia. Oh shit, there really is a Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Yeah. So it was just like something an announcer came up with, or like a booker or something thought it would be funny.
And it fit that character.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It just definitely fit the Cactus Jack character.
Yeah.
So if you had to say which one of the three faces or Mick Foley, which one was your favorite one? They were all good.
Yeah, they're all good in their own way. When I go back and look and read look at old stuff, I kind of liked the pre-WWE WWF Cactus Jack, because he was like a crazy guy, and he just like some of those matches really good. He had a good match with Sting, or like there was a tag match with him and Max Payne versus the Nasty Boys. Yeah, or like him and Terry Funk in Japan, or like ECW stuff where he's kind of doing this character where he's like anti-ECW. He's doing like headlocks and bullshit. And so I like that stuff a lot. Or there were these matches, and I found like really shitty footage of it, but it's the only footage that exists apparently. It's him and Eddie Gilbert, and they did this it seemed like they kind of toured with the match. Like they do the match all over. Like they did in Philly, they did in like West Coast,
Downtown.
Vegas or something. Yeah. And they do like a Texas death match or best 2 out of 3 falls or something. And I don't know, it's just like wild brawls and shit, but it was cool. But yeah, I mean, overall, I liked all his characters. Like Dude Love was very like goofy, but I remember like I popped big for the debut when, because they did the whole build up, and like they did the whole, oh yeah, I was Dude Love on the JR interviews, and then it was like Austin was out there by himself against Bulldog and Owen Hart, and then it goes to the Titantron, and it's like a white boot tapping or whatever, and they did those stupid promos. He's like, it's me, Dude Love, and I'm your partner, and then they play that shitty music, and he came out. That was the best.
You gotta throw the Dude Love music in at the end of before the Fly Eagles Fly. You gotta put the Dude Love in there.
I will get flagged for sure.
Hey, but then the cool thing about that Dude Love music was the video with him just being like at stupid places and then flying and
like
dancing
through the sky, or he'd be doing the knee dance, or yeah, that's so stupid. But like, and then he got like a break doing that because he didn't have to do his like intense matches. He could just do like shitty.
How about for those historians out there, the Dude Love's finish was sweet shin music.
Oh yeah, I remember. They do the DDT, the double arm DDT.
The sweet shin music.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Classic.
I wore my tie-dye pizza shirt in honor of. He didn't mention it or anything. He was just like, He'd probably, if anything, he's probably like, couldn't buy a Dude Love shirt to give me some money.
Give me some more money, man.
Yeah. But nah.
So I have my Cactus Jack shirt on
Yeah.
So I guess I'm a mark.
I was gonna wear mine. I thought about wearing mine, and I was like, I feel like other people will wear it, so like maybe I'll just wear it. Maybe this shirt will be more unique or something. But he didn't. He was there to sign shit and just be.
Hey, how about when he showed up with the freaking minivan?
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, minivans are the best rental cars for sure. You're on the road, you have a suitcase, like you can fit whatever in there. The sound system's always good. I'm driving minivans for the slap show all the time. I love it. I might buy one if I ever wreck my truck, you know.
Serious? Minivan?
Consider it. It's
You're not a soccer mom.
If you just pulled all the seats down, you got all this room to travel with shit. Or you can fit not like 8 people in there. You give and the newer ones with the navigation, all that, it's pretty sweet. You just plug in, get it going. I don't know.
So I don't want to speak for my esteemed co-host, but I'm really glad that we did that. That we got to go meet Mick Foley.
It was for sure a good idea, and we didn't get to do the 6 Universal and go see the football game, but we did watch the Eagles.
We did see the football game. We didn't go to the football game, but we did see it.
Restaurant, so that was good.
Yeah, I think the people at the restaurant kind of maybe felt we overstayed our welcome, but
that's on them.
That's an interesting city.
Yeah.
Because before you got there, I kind of cased it to find a place, and I walked for like 2 miles, and I didn't find shit down there and down the road. It was lucky, and funny enough, that was the first place I went to, and I was like, "There's got to be something better than this," but there wasn't.
It's like what was that? Huntington Park. It is what it is.
And the funny thing was, like, they didn't have any bars over there.
Yeah. You probably had to go like 10, 20 minutes drive away from there.
And I mean, the place that we went to, Tam's, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It
wasn't ideal.
It served its purpose.
Yeah. It's funny. Later on, I went on like Instagram or something, and this dude I had wrestled with in the past, he saw Mick Foley at a Mexican restaurant and was like, "Hey, can I take a picture?" And they took a picture of him. He was wearing the same outfit and everything.
So that same day?
It was Tam's, but he went somewhere nearby to a Mexican restaurant after. So it's like,
remember when we went back, he's like, "Oh, you guys were in the back watching the football game?" I was like, "No, we went to this Mexican place and they have a decent burger." I mean, it was decent.
Yeah, I had breakfast. I had steak and eggs. It was fine. It wasn't like best I've ever had.
It wasn't American Host. It wasn't Kay's Kitchen. It wasn't Jack's. But it wasn't McDonald's, you know?
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
And they had football on.
Yeah, can't fault
them. Take it.
That was the trip and totally worth it.
They say don't meet your heroes because you might not like them. And for the most part, I met Tiger Woods and he was a complete dickhead. I met Michael Jordan, complete asshole. Terrell Owens was the worst one of the 3 that I met at a Laker game that I sat next to, and he was the worst one of the bunch. And then he got hit by a car today, and then you know what I think? Couldn't happen to a nicer fella. Couldn't happen to a nicer fella. And by the way, A.J. Brown is a fucking stud. He's better than Terrell Owens ever was. A.J. Brown is a fucking stud. How the Tennessee Titans traded A.J. Brown, I don't know. Stud. He's going to break all Terrell Owens' record. He already did, but for Eagles, but A.J. Brown, stud.
Yeah.
Stud.
But yeah, Foley, I never really get starstruck, and I don't like to bother people either. So like I go out of my way. Like a couple years ago, I was working valet and they were having the Starcast, and every fucking wrestler was staying at the hotel I was working at. So I was seeing, like, I opened the door for Kevin Nash, and Hall was there, and fucking Kenta Kobashi and Mark Henry, Arn Anderson. All these fucking wrestlers are there. I didn't bother any. Like Steamboat came in and Magnum TA in his little rider scooter, and I helped him to rooms and shit, but I never like.
You didn't mark out?
I don't know if I don't really regret not asking for pictures. I bet they would have let me. I would have been like, hey, I'm working and I can't. But I don't know. I feel like remembering seeing them was cool enough or whatever, and not to bother. I don't know.
Kind of like that time at Wrestle Reunion when we were in the elevator with Iron Sheik.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
And we were in the elevator another time with the referee, remember?
Oh yeah.
We were talking to him. I found that CD. With the pictures. I have the CD. I didn't look at it to see if it works, but I do have the CD that you gave me. So maybe one day.
I think it worked at the time. I must have tested it, so hopefully.
Oh yeah, I think at one point I might have gotten pictures, maybe not. But now I'm thinking I don't know how we'll do it because I don't think he comes out here. But the next one is, and I think I told you this. The next one we should try to go see is Hogan because he's like the only one that's still alive. I don't think we'll ever see Flair.
I met Flair backstage at SmackDown. Like I shook his hand.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was walking around like in my suit with this other guy. The other guy was like very confident. He's like older, but he was like, yeah, we'll just walk around and he'd go up to people like he'd met them before and be like, hey sir, how are you? And like just shake people's hands randomly, like went up to Flair because he happened to be there. And so I did that. Like I'm happy to just have the experiences doing the pic. You know what it is? I almost feel like if I'm going to take a picture with somebody, I'd rather it be like somebody like that's a friend and not just like, oh, you're famous. Can I take I don't know. I have something weird like about that. So I'd rather just meet him at the
So
most.
if we want to meet Terry from Tampa, obviously we got to go to the beach shop, huh?
Yeah. Like, if we ever end up in Tampa or what's near Tampa though?
Clearwater.
Or Orlando's like a long drive, right?
I think I don't know Florida, but I think that's kind of on the other side of the state. I don't know that for a fact.
I figure like the only reason I'd ever go to Florida is for like the theme parks or like a big event in Orlando. Like they have WrestleMania there sometimes, but to take a trip to Tampa, I don't know, just to go.
But he's like expensive. He's like $100 just to talk to him, right? He's real expensive.
I think so. Or if you could just go to karaoke night, I don't know if you're you're technically allowed to talk to him or get an autograph. I'm sure he'll take the money. I don't know if I'd be like going out of my way to see Terry, to be honest. If we like happen to be like on a trip to somewhere near there, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. I don't know. He's such a piece of shit, right? In real life.
Some more lies. Recent lies about WrestleMania 39 and his son having a match with Shane McMahon. What the?
Always lying and shit. I don't know. I guess. Yeah. I'm just. He's probably one of those people that like don't meet your heroes, but like it might turn out okay, but also he might just be like, yeah, brother, like he just bullshit you a lot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think you're gonna interact with any of these people for more than a couple minutes anyway.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes max, maybe 2 minutes.
Unless like Flair, like you happen to be at a bar and you start buying Flair drinks, then. Did you guys or did you watch that clip I sent of the Kill Tony thing where Flair was on?
I did not. I have not.
Okay. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but there's this stand-up comedy weekly podcast thing where basically this guy is like kind of like a judge, so somewhat. He sits on stage. And then he has a guest, and this time the guest was Flair. And then people put their names in a bucket, and then he pulls a name, and he goes, Chris Adams. And if he pulls your name, you get to go up and do 1 minute of stand-up comedy regardless if you've ever done it before. It's just random choice of a name, and then you get a chance to tell jokes for a minute. And so Flair he came in like fucked up. Like you could tell they're editing the beginning because he was just rambling. Like he's like, yeah, we're drinking at the bar. He's like 12 beers deep or something. And then it got like halfway through the show. And he's like, I'm leaving. I won't ever because they make fun of the people that do bad on the show. And Flair's like, I'll never make fun of somebody that gives me their time. And like, he got really upset about, and then all the comedians started making like, after he left, they started making jokes about his son dying of heroin overdose or something, which was very like, they do shit. Like comedians go overboard sometimes, especially in this show or in like cases like that. And the host was just like, he hated it because Flair's like his hero. And he's just like, shut the fuck up, guys. Like, you're ruining my life right now. It was kind of sad. Like, you know how like Flair, he wasn't supposedly he quit drinking. And then I've seen interviews where, I mean, he's started again, obviously. And I've seen interviews where he's like, yeah, I was fine. Like, with everything, like all the medication and all the new stuff, but like quitting drinking, I'll never do that. It's just not me. It's like, okay. I mean, he's fucking old anyway. Who cares? He made it longer than you'd think for how much he's drinking. He said before he'd drink at least 15 drinks a day for like years and years. So
years. Hey, so there's hope for us.
Yeah, you just gotta hit the Stairmaster in the morning for an hour. Then you're good.
There's hope. There's hope for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. I don't want to keep you longer prepare for your flight and all that too. I don't know if you got any other topics you want to hit before we wrap it up. We hit an hour 10.
I'm good, pal.
Okay, I'll try and add some.
Can you stop recording now?
Huh?
Can you stop recording because I want to ask you something?
All right. I'll add photos to the podcast. All right. See you next time.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly.